Y'all ready to learn some history? Back in 1762, Anson County, North Carolina was being fragmented into many different separate counties. One of the counties that was split off from Anson would become the county of Mecklenburg, North Carolina. The name was taken from Queen Charlotte of Mecklenburg, who just happened to marry King George III. King George III being most well known for taxing tea and also the creation of a global superpower. Accidents happen. Anyways, the town of Mecklenburg would grow and prosper until around 1768. During that time, Mecklenburg County itself would begin to get divided up, but also Charlottetown would be incorporated. Same Charlotte from before, by the way. In 1775, Mecklenburg would craft the Mecklenburg Resolves. This would be a list of statements that would be mailed to the British government. Essentially, it said, we don't need your military, here's our new government, and we now no longer recognize you as having power over us. This predated the American Declaration of Independence by a whole year, as it was one of the first, if not the first, individual colony to take a stand against the British. Yes, this is very ironic. In 1799, a 12-year-old boy who found a rock outside of his home gave the rock to his dad, who proceeded to use it as a doorstop for 3 years, until one day he took it to a jeweler and busted it open to see that it was actually 17 pounds of raw gold.
Mine.
Thus began the first American gold rush, beating Georgia and California by around 30 years. Oregon didn't screw itself, but more importantly, this began the long process of establishing the Charlotte Mint, which in essence turned the city of Charlotte into the southern banking capital of America, just behind the Goliath known as New York City. Look, we got Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Truist, NASCAR, the most important one. Fast forward to 2022, David Tepper owns the Carolina Panthers and also is best known for throwing a drink on Jacksonville fan after realizing he may have done one of the worst trades in NFL history. Bryce Young, I am so sorry. Well, not too long ago, he made a bid to get a Major League Soccer team here, and he eventually did win that bid. Was supposed to debut in 2021, COVID screwed that up, and he established 2022 right on the logo, baby. You see, I told you that was important. Alright, so 2022 season starts, we're doing good. Not necessarily the best, but we're electric, and that's all that really counts for that first year. But internally within the fan base, we're having some discussions amongst ourselves. Do we need a mascot? It's a soccer team. You don't brand a soccer team like that, except in America here we do, but that's a freak accident. You don't need a mascot for a football club. I mean, what are we even supposed to do with this? Have a woman wear a costume and get placed into a guillotine via Photoshop when the team starts losing? I'm good. I think most of us here all aboard the Charlotte FC train were pretty content with not having a mascot. And we already have a bunch of super fans that can do the job. I will give my kidney to see this guy. But yeah, Charlotte FC, based on royalty, regality, we must not chip in the brand with a mascot. I don't think we need one, and I'm content with such. Sir Minty, donning a crown, large chain, a blue cape, and a smile of unknown intentions. There is no lore. Just one day, the Twitter account released this picture, and he was released onto the world. Look at that smile. Look at it. I'm giving him my first child. This is a bizarre creation, no relation to the video game company. This thing isn't even humanoid. This is as pure mascot as you can get. I love this guy. There's something just appealing, engrossing, bewitching, striking, seductive. Probably not that one. The colors are just popping. The Minty commands an aura just off its look alone. It doesn't need to dunk a basketball through a flaming hoop or assault a Broncos fan to make a point. It's royalty. It's about upholding a certain idea of not just regality, but owning your position as king. Minty, to my knowledge, has never left the city of Charlotte. Whenever they go out or away games, they send out his son, Mini Minty, to go sightseeing and of course probably play for the inevitable Minty conquest. New York FC tried to get an interview out of him. Let the Minty speak, goddammit. Come on, look at that swagger, that dopeness, that pizzazz, intimidation, not through ferocity, what the f did I write? But diplomacy. Minty is easily the best mascot in the MLS. Literally nothing comes close. Atlanta United made Trainee McTrainface as a parody of Sir Minty, and I will admit, I got a little angry. Not exactly my proudest moment, but I think it was necessary to fully get the message across. And you have the audacity to insult Minty? Sell your team to Winnipeg, you Michael. I think a lot of team mascots get lost in the shuffle. Like I said earlier, I live in the Carolinas. I've seen this wolf, this ram, this tiger, and this bird more times than I can possibly count. If you took a random person from where I lived and cut them open, there's a good 30% chance they'll be bleeding Clemson orange. But among all of those, this soccer ball with a smile on its face speaks to me the most. It really shouldn't, but for some reason, everything comes together perfectly. I hope the people that did the branding for this team got paid really well for what they have done. There should be more mascots like this dude in America. Get experimental, try some new ideas. One of my favorite things about this team is how much they stretch elements of the city's identity. Like check this out, the name Sir Minty came from Bank of America Stadium being on Mint Street where you manufacture coins and sometimes say you mint them, tying it back to the city's history of banking. What color were our away kits? Mint, like mint flavored ice cream. This is genius. It feels grassroots, it feels urban, which I know is completely contradictory to what this city was built upon. But Minty, wherever he came from, is the whipped cream around this well put together cake. Also, he has the Infinity Gauntlet. We are all going to die. Listen, I like to present a concept for a secondary mascot. It will be called Dark Minty. It would be like a Darth Vader sort of character. Have him on the Instagram once in a while. It will be fantastic. Here's my illustration. I don't need any payment. I just want a Minty plushie. Pretty please with a cherry on top. My DMs are open. He's a threat to society. That's why they don't let him have his own Twitter account. I wonder if this guy could beat up Mrs. Met. In the Octagon? Nah, in the Pentagon. Alright, y'all have a great night. All hail to Minty. Go get yourself a 5-piece Supreme box at Bojangles containing one side and a biscuit, and make sure to lock your doors at night, or else Chubby will come and get you.